Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Today is Wednesday, March 13th, 2019, and you're here with us on our Team Prosperity meeting. I appreciate everybody's time today. I know how valuable it is. Also, if you're taking time to listen to the recording, thank you so much for that too. Your time is valuable also. So I'm really excited for our meeting and our training today. I know David Chase has some exciting stuff that he's going to talk about. I know Mike's put together a great presentation. And what I have is just a few announcements. So let me go ahead and just kind of jump right into my announcements. Let me grab my little presentation here. Again, welcome. March 13th, what an exciting time. I hope that this year has really started off wonderful for you. If it hasn't, there's tons of time to make it wonderful. So lean on us as much as possible. You're doing great just by being on this training. So awesome. I wanted to talk about, knowing what you're working towards. And we do a really great job with that now with our vision board as well as our why. So if you haven't set up your vision board and your why in your new CRM, definitely do that under profile. If you need some help with that, reach out to your upline or that upline, to the upline if your direct upline can help you, and we'll definitely help you get that done. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is once you're in the CRM, I don't know if you've noticed these note files have an edit box. So we can do a lot more now with the notes. We can make them bold. We can copy and paste. So that's pretty exciting. And the big thing that's come up this week that I wanted to discuss is tracking policies, making changes, paying premiums. If it's a term of living benefits or a New York term, that means it's under Transamerica Life. That website is mytransamerica.com. Your client can see all their policies there, make changes to premium payments, etc. If it's an IUL or an IUL with living benefits, that's going to be premier.transamerica.com. Also, these policies have a flexible premium, so your clients can change their premium method, how they pay it. They can change from monthly to quarterly. They can, skip a payment if they need to. So there's all kinds of options within the premier.transamerica.com website. They need to register either as a representative if they have an agency number, or they can register as a client if they're just a client. And then if they have a New York IUL, then that website is tflic.com. TFLIC stands for Transamerica Financial Life Insurance Company. New York is like its own country with every carrier. So Transamerica has their own carrier and website and everything for the New York IULs. Also, all Transamerica clients can call this 800 number, 800-852-4678. When I call that number, it says, "Is this Alana Amos? We've recognized you, because of your phone number and because you have a policy with Transamerica." So if they actually want to speak to a human being and you're not available to make the call for them, that's the customer service number. Also, the servicing agent or the writing agent of the policy can also help with changes for existing clients. Uplines cannot. So if the client's already in force, only the client or the agent that wrote that policy that's on the policy can make changes. No uplines can. So just wanted to give you that little piece of information. And that's pretty much it for me, just those few short announcements. Let me get out of this. And David Chase, I know you're here. If you wanted to *6, we would love to hear what you have to share with us today.
I'm here. Thanks, Alana. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. I hope you're all doing well at this time. I want you to know that I started the Dial My Calls text campaign. I've been the guinea pig on that. And my results are pretty not bad, considering I'm using a lot of time and effort to copy and paste emails, phone numbers, and names onto an Excel spreadsheet, which takes me a long time to do. But I ran about 112 yesterday, And a lot of people said stop, which I don't care. That's good. I had 2 people very interested out of 112. But I think it's not that good of a result because I'm using, stuff that is, some of the resumes are old. They're not up-to-date lists. They're not up-to-date phone numbers. They're not up-to-date email addresses. So how many did I reach? I'm not really sure. And, one person told me to text their mother, so whatever that meant. But I really believe it's going to be a good source for us when Mike, who puts this together, as far as the list that we get. I mean, it's not that expensive. I put about $75 into this thing totally. You buy text messages one way, and instead of texting them back, the guy taught me at Dial My Calls, just make the phone call them right back, or use your own phone and call them, so you don't gobble up your 2-way text messages and spend a lot of extra money by doing that. I believe it is part of what we should be doing as far as marketing today. Again, I could send out 200 emails. Nobody responds, but people do respond to text messages. It's totally amazing to me. Because of my age, I guess is what it is. But, talking to my son, I barely don't even talk to him. He's always texting back and forth. So even people my age, I mean, everybody's texting. Everybody's looking at their phone 200 times a day. That's the reality of it. So I believe that you all should consider this opportunity and move forward as Mike puts together the list. And if you need my help with Dial My Calls, I know how to do the system now pretty well. I've got it down pat. It's pretty easy, pretty friendly system. Again, the problem for me took the time and the effort. I mean, I have 250 people total on this Excel spreadsheet, which took a lot of hours. It's just not easy. And I made phone calls, and the people didn't answer. I put them on that, so on the spreadsheet. I have it. I'm trying to accrue more. The more things you can put on a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and build your database is the smartest thing you can do. Also going through LinkedIn and downloading all your people in LinkedIn when you have 5, 6, 7,000. I've got 16,000 emails on LinkedIn, and every day now I'm going to put a Michael Amos, one of the small videos out there, or maybe our own video, our company video, and I'm going to do 200 a day with GMAS. That's my new goal this week. I put 200 out yesterday. I got no responses, but I'm out there. So between that and being able to go, I think the text messaging is superior to anything. So I just want to let everybody know that it's a great venue. It's a great avenue. Please consider it. It's up to you. It's your money, not mine. But I know if you don't invest a little bit of money, and it's not that expensive, it's $20 a month, and then it's like $50 for 400 or 500 texts at a time, which is pretty cheap compared to what the other guy was doing at our company, Sean. You get 10 texts for $100. Yeah. This is a lot less inexpensive, and I want to thank Mike Amos for absolutely doing all the research on it, and a tremendous job with that. I'm working some other things myself. I'll let you know in a couple of weeks how it unveils. I had pretty good think something that could really turn everybody's business around very quickly. But if you follow the system, and I mean follow it, please do. Listen, I'm going to tell everybody something that I shouldn't even say, but I'm going to.
David, honey, you dropped off. You said you were going to say something, and then you went blank. We'll give David a second to come back and unmute his phone. And while he takes a minute to come back, I did want to let everybody know that we're working with David, and Mike and David have been working relentlessly behind the scenes, looking for different vendors, looking for different opportunities for our team, and we're never going to stop looking for different ways to build this thing. So, David, is that you coming back in? I'll give him another few minutes to get back in. I'm not sure why we lost him, but I'm really, really excited about what David is doing. Can't wait, to see the results. And I really appreciate him sharing with us all the stuff that he's doing behind the scenes and really trailblazing this thing. So, David, give you another few minutes to come on over. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and bring Mike up. And David, if you wanted to share after Mike, once you come back in, that would be great too. Give me just a sec.
All right, you guys, it is middle of March almost. We are in the middle of, or getting ready to start, NCAA March Madness. We have our basketball tournament going on. And like we always discuss, all of these things that we try to do in the group is just to break up the monotony, make it a little bit more exciting and relevant in terms of, building out your business. Have something to look at on a daily basis, measure yourself against everybody else. So it's friendly competition. Competition is good for all of us. It, spurs us to have better activity, more activity, and, reach better results. So let's go through some things that we want to talk about today. And guys, I know that we always use Statue of Liberty. That is our emblem for our team. Team prosperity, freedom. Remember, no matter how you view freedom, it comes with a price. Your price here is sweat equity, grit, letting those efforts have time to compound, to grow out, to make sure that you build this business. A lot of the things that we do, guys, there's no magic wand that we're going to be able to produce for you that blows your business up. So everything that we try to put in front of you as far as additional marketing ideas, marketing platforms, it's to help you build more legs in the stool. We always talk about a one-legged stool. Off tops, it's very unstable. If you've got a six-legged stool and you lose one of those legs, it's still pretty stable. So everything that we try to do is to create more marketing legs, because one of the metrics, and we'll get more into the metrics going forward in the next few weeks of how to build this business, one of the key metrics is 20 ABC calls per month. Out of those, you get potential partners, clients. In order to get there, let's say we have one marketing leg, and let's say it's LinkedIn. And out of LinkedIn, we produce 8 leads per month. Well, the possibility or probability that we're going to reach 20 ABC calls on 8 leads per month is 0. Now, if we have text and we have some other things going on, and each one of those 5 things produces 8 leads per month, that's 40 leads per month. Now your possibility and probability of getting those 20 ABC calls on the calendar is much higher. And your probability of getting partners, clients is obviously higher as well. So all we're trying to do is create enough marketing on the front end to fill up your front end funnel that will lead us to all the rest of the inner mechanics of the circle that produces clients and partners. This is, we're coming up on the end of the first quarter of Q19. When you look at the year and you look at where we were just talking about the new year. We were just talking about the end of 2018. So get serious about the rest this year, even though it's still relatively early. Don't let the rest of the year slip by and get away from you. This is a legitimate chance, you guys, to do something very special on a very large scale. So make sure that you take every day, extract value from each day, and that's why the additional things we do. The activity sheets, the WHAM groups are there to help you master time. And if you've got a business system, a time management system, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with in this industry. Also, you guys, the basketball tournament ends April the 7th. So, March Madness, we coincide with the basketball tournament. This is an updated leaderboard, I believe, as of yesterday or maybe even this morning. Once again, Alana and I cannot win this tournament. So right now there's a 2-way tie for first place between Steven and David. Sherry's right behind. Wade's right there as well. $100 gift card goes to the winner. And once again, guys, this is just to break up the monotony of building your business, add a little fun factor in there. If you guys have any questions about the tournament, direct partners are 2 points. If you accept the standard track exchange, it's worth 1 point. Fast track exchange is worth 3 points. And a qualified client sale is worth 1 point as well. Remember, if you are building your business and you are hiring unlicensed entrepreneurs, that's great. But one of the things that you don't want to have happen is that first obstacle of passing the test be the obstacle that they can't overcome. So as part of your job is to make sure you touch base with them, support them, positively push them to get this done, because we all know that testing material is very dry, very boring, but it is a one and done. So you don't want the test to be the reason that your partners didn't find success. So positively push them. After that tier 5, if they're not licensed, we're going to pause. That doesn't mean pause in communication. You need to be communicating, contacting your partners, pushing them, like I said, in a very positive way to get through this test, because it's a very boring test to study for. Once you sit for the proctored exam, we're done, we move on. All non-resident licenses require no additional testing. Also, we continue to release stuff on the YouTube channel. Eventually, this is going to be a mammoth channel with everything that your partners need to find. But up until this point, we just continue to add to it as things come up. So there's been a couple of new releases in the past few weeks. One was the text messaging class. If you want to go through that, see the platform that we're using. It's a cost-effective platform. It is an easy-to-use platform and understand, and I'm willing to help you guys out in any way as you test new marketing. If you need help on setting up the platforms, understanding the platforms, how to effectively use the platforms, that's some stuff that we can help you with, but definitely start with the class first. Also, we released the lead capture landing pages. This is a walkthrough in the VFG Pro marketing system of some of the personalized landing pages, how to use those, how to create ads, what you need to be aware of in terms of hooking those up to the right tour pages, and the drip email campaigns. Once again, if you guys need help with this, we'll definitely help you, but start out with the video right here. Not going to go into too much detail about this. We've really been pounding it over you guys' head the last number of weeks. Get your vision boards done. You're not going to find the motivation every day just in doing this business. Your motivation is going to come through why are you doing this business. And that starts with a solid vision board and a solid why that, once again, don't just open up your CRM and breeze past this, X out every time. Look at it, absorb it, read it, and understand why you're doing this. There's a reason why people right around their wedding times get in great shape. If they're going on vacations, going on cruises, going to family reunions, they have a reason to go to the gym and get in shape. If you have an effective vision board and effective why that creates a motion that you feel that you really want to get this done, it's going to give you the ability to go out and be in those trenches every day of building this out. Not going to spend too much time on this, but outside of your vision board, you need a why. Why are you doing this? What are you going to do? It's going to be laid out right there. You need to review that every single day. Once again, the people with the best vision boards, the best whys, will probably find the most motivation to get this done, and that's going to show up in results. If you don't know why you're doing this, it's going to be a struggle to get this done. Also, this is the last month of Q1 for 2019 that includes the point multiplier. So we're in March. Every point right now that's realized by you on personal production, your base shop, whatever it is that you're doing, is multiplied by 1.2. These do not come around very often. Take advantage of the last, more than half a month we have left, getting as many points as possible. Helps with SVP, helps with base shop production, bonuses, all of these things. Also, the 12-week year. I've got some questions this week about the 12-week year. We will be running another period. We'll just continue to do this. This week is week 10, so we got 10, 11, 12. We'll take a small break, and then we'll reopen the enrollment period for the next time. Last week, we discussed, always we discuss our scores, review the week, what's working, what's not working, successes, failures. However, we always want to add little topics in. So what we talked about last week was what have we been doing or what do we need to do to become an entrepreneur? You always want to increase your skill sets, not only in the industry and the sector, but overall as an entrepreneur. This week, what we're going to be discussing is what we're going to do to finish the last few weeks strong, what we've learned from the process, as well as revisiting the 36-month vision. Had a couple questions about the visions this week for people that are wanting to enroll in the process. And really, when you look at your visions, you've got two. An aspirational vision, how you want your life to look. But you also have the 36-month vision, which I think is even more important. What are you going to get done over the next 36 months? The way that I look at the 12-week year is every day I review. Take a few minutes just to plan, confirm, adjust those daily actions, mark off as completed. Just know, going into the day, what am I going to do? What do I need to get done? How am I going to get that done? And then each week, you're going to review on your own the weekly progress report, fill that out, and then share it with your WAM group, which is the weekly accountability meeting. This is my 36-month vision. I'm more of a visual person, so I like to have stuff that I can look at. So you've got the immediate income quadrant that I call. That's cash flow, income, savings, debt elimination, all of these immediate near-term income goals. What do you want your cash flow to be in the next 36 months? Where do you want your income? How much savings do you want? If you have debt that needs to be eliminated, how are you going to get that done? What's it going to look like over the next 3 years? Here, I've got a goal that's a personal goal for myself. It's a move. I want to get back over to Nevada, enjoy the desert. I enjoy the tax climate of Nevada. So we're going to get a house out there. It's easier to brand this company as a virtual work lifestyle in a place where we're actually doing things. So that's my goal right there. And then you've got the lower quadrant, or lower half of the quadrants, and that's, for me, investment. So trading and more investment into my business, accumulating assets, and reopening a fund that I had years ago. And then finally, the performance, the bonuses. We always talk about bonuses as a reaffirmation that you're doing something right. So, what type of performance bonuses are we going to hit? What type of monthly or quarterly bonuses are we going to hit? What types of trips are we going to qualify for? And what type of ownership are we going to build over the next 36 months in this business? So you guys can organize your 36-month vision however you want. I think a visual to let you know what you're working towards is a great way to look at it. And then what you want to do is break these quadrants down even more specific numbers of what you want to attain over the next 36 months. Virtual Financial University is almost done. Putting the final touches on it. This is going to be a great resource for you and your partners to learn this business. In order to access the VF University, your new partners need to complete a phase 1 exchange. Doesn't matter, standard or fast track, either one's okay. And also participate in the launch campaign. The launch campaign is important. We always talk about at a base level, if you get absolutely nothing out of the launch campaign, you're at least going to learn the CRM. You're going to learn the Tier 1 contact confirm. You're going to learn how to put notes in. You're going to learn a lot of things. But you'd be surprised. And in a well-handled launch campaign, you're going to find probably client-based needs, maybe some partners that you want to set up ABC calls for, that will lead to personal production, income, organizational growth, get you closer to your next stepping stones to senior vice president. It's going to take a partner through every tier, explaining the inner mechanics of each tier to help them both learn and build the business to create nationwide digital agencies. This is something that you can refer your partners to, and they can watch these videos as many times, stop, take notes, restart. So once again, it's going to free you guys up to concentrate on fostering business relationships, support, training, etc., those income-producing activities. We'll let you guys know when it is released fully, and we'll start getting the passwords out to the people that have completed what they need to complete to have access. A lot of questions, or not a lot, but a decent amount of questions came out of last week's Wednesday presentation about the bonus illustration or situation I put up. We're going to review that very quickly. Number one, we always talk about handling conversations. So you need to understand when somebody says, how do you guys make money? Well, you can't just go into a long diatribe about that really leads to nothing. There's 4 ways we make money: personal income, agency income, expansion income, and bonus income. You need to understand those income quadrants. You need to know what each one of those represents. The more you learn, the more confident you're going to get, and the more that you'll be able to direct people on the other side of that phone. So let's go through this really quickly. This is what we went through last week. Now, this is not distribution at all. This is a senior vice president running one base shop with some minimal production and very, very minimal growth as far as the recruits. So we're going to look at 3 base shop recruits per month and a total of $50,000 in production. Now, if you were to attain that, and these are not direct recruits to you, these are just total base shop recruits, $50,000 in production. Well, as a senior vice president running one base shop under this scenario, you would be qualified for approximately a $3,000 bonus. Now, guys, remember, this is a 9% bonus pool, so it's going to be divided up for who qualifies. So these are not going to be exact numbers, but based on what we've seen in the past, pretty much an average here. And then if you did that, you're also going to qualify for the level 1 quarterly bonus, which is an $8,000 quarterly bonus. So let's look at how all this kind of adds up as a senior vice president running one base shop with no additional digital agencies and no distribution. So you've got a $3,000 monthly bonus every year. That's $36,000 in monthly bonuses and an $8,000 quarterly bonus every quarter. That's $32,000. So you got the monthly bonus, you've got the quarterly bonus, and that adds up. We're not talking about personal production, overrides, any of those things. We're talking about strictly and only bonuses. That's $68,000 bonus money per year as a senior vice president running one base shop. Well, how do we get there? Well, that bonus structure shows very minimal partner growth and an average of $138 per day in total base shop premium written. These are not pie in the sky numbers, very achievable. At the same time, this bonus would eclipse the total average median household income for the U.S. in 2018, which is around $62,000. So we're not talking about nationwide distribution. We're not talking about multiple digital agencies. We're talking about running a base shop with very minimal recruitment growth and a decent amount of premium coming in. I mean, $140 a day in premium, I mean, guys, that's not very much. And that would put you on a trajectory to hit bonuses on a monthly bonus schedule as well as a quarterly bonus schedule. That starts, guys, you're going to get to senior vice president by, first of all, finishing a phase 1 exchange. Whether it's standard or fast track, it really doesn't matter to us to help you grow your business. It just needs to be completed. If you look at that outside of our situation, our business model, if you want a brand new car and that car was worth $50,000 and the only thing that you had to come up with in 10 days is $35,000 taxes owed, and let's say you have zero money right now, you're going to work pretty hard over those 10 days to find that money to pay the taxes to get your new automobile. Only thing that we're asking is a premium exchange over to your direct partner, whether it's you personally, whether it's Warren Market, it doesn't matter. I think that a lot of the upfront hesitation in the premium exchange is because you don't know where to go. That's what the launch campaign is for. So if it's not a personal policy that's suitable for you, your spouse, anybody in your family, that's one of the things the launch campaign can really help you do. There's a ton of people out there that need term upgrades. There's a ton of people out there that need insurance. There's a ton of people out there that need help with retirement planning. That first exchange is all we ask. After that, wide open, everything that comes through the doors is 100% yours. You do not owe anything to anybody now or in the future once this is completed. And don't forget, every other direct partner that comes into your organization, we're going to go through the same training. We're going to have the same process. They're going to pick the same tracks, one of those three, and they'll be able to do an exchange to you. So it creates a lot of leverage for you guys going forward. It keeps your agencies, especially in the beginning, from being stagnant and not having any revenue or income growth. It's kind of like a spark that really gets things going. For social media, every one of these Wednesday meetings, we always try to divide things up, not talk about the same things continuously for the full hours. We try to throw as much at you guys that will help you as possible. So on social media, number one, we've been talking about over the last number of weeks how to identify your audience, how to divide and conquer that audience. Who is your audience? Who are you talking to? And how do I effectively get a message across to that audience that makes sense? Well, when you look at this, hold on one second, you guys. When you look at your audience, you have to understand what generation they come from, what are their fears, what are their goals, and effectively be able to get a message over to them that makes sense. One of the things that we'll be doing going forward is just kind of breaking things down. What I wanted to bring up today was the millennial generation. Now, this article is from a couple years old. However, at that time, 1/10 of the global wealth, or almost $17 trillion, was held by millennials. Now, this number was expected to grow to an incredible $35 trillion by 2020. So we're right around the corner where this has more than doubled in the last few years. So when you're talking to that generation, they're going to have a different view of the world than Generation X or baby boomers. So you need to learn who you're talking to, what are their fears, what are their goals, and how to effectively get a message across. One of the ways that you can start doing that, and WealthWave has done an excellent job of helping us, is, define who you're talking to. We've got, if you don't have the WealthWave system, these are on the YouTube channel. You can get a glimpse. If you're not a millennial, you're not a baby boomer, you're not a Generation X, you can get a glimpse into that age group, into that generation, to learn more about them. It will greatly help you with your marketing efforts. Know who you're talking to, whether it's a client or a partner side. Very, very important, guys. Also, if you have a Facebook business page that you are building or you've already built, make sure that one of the good ways, or one of the most effective ways that you can get some more likes on your business page, is to start with a post there. So you post in your Facebook business page first, and then from your Facebook business page, you can actually share to your groups that you joined in. And that would be second. So you take that same post and you share it in groups, because what's going to happen is it's going to show up as a post from your business page, And right there in that group, they can like your page from that post. So it's a great way to start getting your page visible, start getting people to like your page, and build that audience you can interact with. Also, the Facebook group, our Team Prosperity group, it's a great way to share goals, how you plan to reach them. If you use the platform as another way to keep you and your partners accountable, push them towards common goals, it's only going to help you guys. In a virtual environment, we have a lot of advantages. One of the disadvantages is if you're not plugged in, it can create a disconnect, which people start to drift. You want to keep them connected. So all of these things that we offer, like the Facebook group, only enhances the ability to connect with your partners, share your activities, your triumphs, your shortcomings. It helps everybody feed off everybody else's energy as well as experiences. So if you have partners that are on Facebook but not in the Team Prosperity group, get them in. It will only help them stay connected. And then I've also got some questions this week about hashtags. Well, you don't want to sit there if you're posting in LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, any of these platforms, and just sit there and think about what hashtags to use. I've got a Word document that has my typical hashtags that I like to use. The way that you construct that is by going to sites like Webstagram as well as RightTag. These come up with search bars. You can search for a keyword. It'll give you relevant hashtags. Once you've done some research, you basically just want to go through and start a Word document so the next time you post, you can just go in there and copy some hashtags. That way you're not wasting time each and every post thinking about what to use. One of the things that we really want to develop for new partners is over the coming weeks and months, be able to hold an intelligent and influential conversation about virtual financial. This is important because if you can do that, you're going to attract better talent. And that's why in the very beginning, when you can't hold that, you tend to attract a little bit less talent, a little bit less caliber of entrepreneur or somebody coming in. So you want to build that language, build that rapport, build that bank of information that you have that you can relay back over to the other side. And that really starts with understanding where will we be without our strategic partners. So, how was this pieced together? The platform with Wealthway, with Transamerica, with Aegon, how is that pieced together? Because that's very important, because to be able to offer this type of a business with this ability to scale it with basically no additional cost, capital infrastructure, took a lot of partnerships. So we're very proud of those partnerships. We cannot package this business opportunity up for the amount that we charge on the front end or monthly if we did not have those partners. So be proud of your partnerships, know how it's all put together, so when people ask you, you can identify. Our relationship with World Financial Group is they provide the platform that we piggyback off. So everything you want to think of as administrative, World Financial Group Transamerica platform handles for us. It's a lot. So, it's a good partnership to have. And then also, when you look at the platform itself, a majority of this was done with a traditional brick and mortar build out. This is the platform. But even when you look at this traditional build out on this platform, it's pretty impressive. Now, these aren't total. These are just new ring earners in 2018, the amount of $250,000, $500,000, $750,000, $1.5 million, $1.5 million, $2 million. And then we even had some $3 million, $4 million, and $5 million categories that people, approached and attained. With our digital model, these numbers are going to be skyrocketing in the future, guys. Just know that we get to use the platform, but we have huge advantages over the platform with our digital model. We will be producing a lot of 6- and 7-figure earners with our business model. Also, learn the difference between recruiting and hiring. We talk about recruiting, but recruiting's got a negative connotation in the marketplace. We're hiring. Remember, when you say you're hiring, the only difference is we're not hiring W-2. We're not hiring somebody to sit and do remedial tasks. We're hiring people that understand our vision, want to be part of this, but more importantly, they're willing to tie their income 100% to the revenue growth of our company. People that understand our business model, it's an incredible opportunity. Those people that don't understand it, that in itself is just a filter to get rid of them. So understand why you're hiring. We always talk about framing our conversations. We've got products, we've got strategies that people don't know about. That's why we're expanding. That's why we're looking for more people to get the word out to help spread financial literacy across this country, which we talk about probably one of the most important pressing problems facing America today. And then when you're talking to people, guys, when you're holding that conversation, understand how to profile people really quickly, because entrepreneurship in this economy, there's a study that just came out where younger kids now more want to be entrepreneurs than more want to be athletes. When I was a kid, everybody wanted to be an athlete, but it's a big difference between a wantrepreneur and an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. It's going to take, a different psychology than many people have to get where you really want to go. So are the people that you're talking to, do they like the idea of entrepreneurship and the end result, or are they willing to go out there, get in the trenches, and work for the end result that we have to offer? And really that is also something that you want to make sure that you understand, because learn the value of what's happening with our company and the industry. This is a platform and a business model that has many angles and possibilities for the people you speak with. Become comfortable with those conversations, how to demonstrate value to people you speak with. If you're demonstrating the value correctly, people either should pick it up instantly or not. The people that don't pick it up, they're not the right fit for this business model. If they're not an entrepreneur, don't discount or prejudge. Taking that jump is going to be pretty scary. Understand where they are coming from, but also understand and be strong in your conviction that you have something to offer that can break them out of that trading time for money, that W-2 endless cycle that has so many people around the country both gripped into a cycle which is calling them to fall behind. And reverse engineer. This is about the person that you're speaking with. Yes, we've got great technology, model, platform, system, but no one cares about that in the beginning. They care about how can the person that I'm speaking with help explain to me how they're going to help get to my goals and dreams. So where does someone want to be? Most everybody you speak with is not where they want to be. So A, where do they want to be? How are they going to get there to get to where they want to be? And then 3, are they currently on an avenue or path to get there? Most that you speak with are not. What's it going to take? How should they proceed? It's pretty easy to reverse engineer back to activity or a solution and action point when you know where someone wants to be and how you can help get them there. Remember, the ABC call, guys, keep it simple. Don't overpower the conversation with a lot of words coming from your side. You can get the same information that you need by simply asking questions. These are not sales or company pitches. On the opposite spectrum, these are one-on-one conversations where each party gets to evaluate the other side to see if this is a good fit for both sides. Major part is asking questions and listening. When you're asking questions, you should also be writing notes. Those notes are going to give you all the structure for the rest of the conversation that you need so that both parties can make a decision whether or not this is a good fit. Also, cold calling. Cold calling can be a brutal experience, but it's also a great way for new partners in the beginning to kind of get the rocks out of your mouth, feel more comfortable on the phone. That way, when you actually start talking to people who have interest in this business, it's not going to be one of those first phone calls where you mess it up. Same way, you build interest by showing interest in the other person. Master cold calling by doing this. And remember, the cold call flow, the objective of a cold call is to move from an interruption. This person doesn't know you. They don't know why you're calling them. You're basically interrupting them to a planned conversation or a first scheduled interaction. Most cold calls fail because they're trying to wow the person on the other end from the very start, just trying to get as many words in as possible before that person either hangs up or says they're not interested. It's not the way that you're supposed to operate. You're trying to, once again, go from an interruption to a planned conversation and make this entire process predictable. If somebody's interested in talking with you, they're interested about the business model, they're going to be there for the secondary call. Stop babying people. We don't want to bring in people that you coddle and baby and kind of just push through the whole entire process. And get rid of them early. We've got a lot of filters that tries to get rid of them, but if you happen to hire somebody that ends up falling in this classification, get rid of them as well. This is a business that you need to be surrounded by positive, hardworking people, because that's going to have a net ripple effect on your business. That's a very advantageous and positive position to put you and your business partners in. If you start bringing in negative people, people that are always complaining, people that are always upset about the smallest things, that has a negative effect on you and your business. So get rid of them early. How to organize your day at work at Virtual Financial. This is one of those situations where we're virtual, we're not in the office, we're entrepreneurs. If you don't conquer your day, then it's going to be lost. And those days add up into weeks, those add up into months, and all of a sudden you're down 3, 4, 5, 6 months in this business. You've had little to no results. You're going to start questioning the viability of either your ability to do this business or the business model itself. First of all, you have to attack the day regardless of how you feel. Some days you feel good, some days you feel bad. Just get up every day, show up, do what you need to do. On the days that you're feeling extra good, put in that a little bit extra effort. Things that, days that you're not feeling too well, get what you need to get done, but also realize taking days off, the start and stop motion, is going to kill your business. So attack the day, every day, how you feel. And then be brave and be bold. We always talk about if you're going to spend time posting that perfect meme and it gets 2 likes and really no other engagement, is that a good use of your time? Well, you need to have the activity, but I think what a lot of us are doing is doing the stuff that we like to do or that's comfortable, and then putting the other stuff, the uncomfortable stuff, on the back burner. And usually by putting it on the back burner and putting it off till later in the day gets away from you, and all of a sudden you didn't complete the most important task of the day. Most every good thing in your life is a result of a brave and bold move. I mean, think about it. What you've done in the past, your high points of your life, your biggest achievements, they basically can be tracked down and rooted back to a brave and bold decision that you made. There's a fork in the road. Always, you're going to make a decision. Which choice are you going to make? Are you going to make the easy choice? Or are you going to make the hard choice? A lot of times the hard choice leads to a better end result. And then finally, you're in virtual financial because you took a bolder path. Learn how to use that in marketing perspective. Be confident about why you came in, be able to effectively get that out to the other side, hold that influential and intelligent conversation about our business, bring in the right people. We've got a great system, training, support, overall procedure that we put people in that gets them, if they're willing to work for this, to be very, very successful in distribution in this, one of the largest industries in the world. I don't want to call. You guys don't want to call. Nobody really wants to call, and I understand that, but money is made on the phone. Yes, we've got all these digital environments. We've got these great platforms, but those are ways to open up conversations. Don't hide behind the keyboards. Get on the phone. The more phone calls you make, the easier it is to pick up the phone, and the easier it is to start building this business. You resolve leads on the phone. And remember, if you know what you're doing and you're participating in the activity, you're participating in the WHAM groups, it's going to be very easy to scale your business, because in order to know how to effectively increase or scale production, you have to first know what you do and how you get there. So if you want to increase your net income, your cash flow by 25% for the year, that can be traced all the way back to your production on a daily basis for you, your business partners, your agency, and if you have multiple digital agencies set up. So remember, it starts with knowing what you do, what results that gets, and then it's just math, guys, to scale this. Also, I posted something that was a good short clip about 90 minutes to success, how most of the most successful entrepreneurs, business people, coaches, they break everything into 90-minute sessions and then take breaks. They do other things. We broke it down into an hour for this, but whatever you guys find that works better for you, these smaller intervals of time allow you to have attention, focus, energy, and intensity during that time period, and ultimately execution. Break the day down, measure it on smaller time frames, set continuous deadlines and goals. That's going to create intensity. And then either correct or reward yourself. If your hour or 90-minute session didn't go well, shake it off, figure out what happened, correct it for the next session. If it did go well, take a chance to reward yourself. It creates more excitement, which carries over into more parts of the day. So don't sit down in your chair and think that you're going to put 6 straight hours into this business. Do things, get up, exercise, go do something else, come back, and have that energy and intensity for the next block of time. Follow-up skills as a recruiter. We always talk about whether you're a consultant, recruiter, manager, follow-up skills is a must. It increases the conversion of resolved leads. Remember, resolve because you dumped it because of communication is great. If you're dumping leads because of non-communication, it's not really a resolved lead. Dumping because of non-communication is a wasted effort on the lead front. Effective follow-up is an absolute must. You're going to fail without. And the people that I've seen come through this business and end up leaving this business, it's easy to go in their CRM and see exactly what happened. Either there's no lead generation, or there's no follow-up. Follow-up's going to separate, like we always talk about, the big builders from the small builders, the high earners from the low earners. So make sure that you have an effective follow-up schedule and make sure you use it. And that really includes everything. We've got the prospect communication schedule with voicemails, emails, text, social media messages that are all interchangeable. Trust me, if you hit people with, multiple communication on text, phone, email, social media messages, if they're interested in the business, they're going to be thankful for the follow-up. If they're not interested in the business, they're going to be letting you know, don't contact me anymore. That's great. If I get a text back and somebody says, not interested, watch the videos, great, I'm done. That is a victory in my book. Remember, the creation and the resolution of leads is going to get you what you're looking for. Don't get emotional about your lead flow. Add value to your approach by being interested and engaging, and that's just something where you can put your personal touch on the follow-up system. Becoming a great recruiter is going to take persistent strategy and passion to connect the organization with the right candidates. If you have the will to succeed coupled with the right tactics and tools, which we have a lot of those, you can start aggressively honing your recruiting skills today. Try incorporating your best recruitment practices in your day-to-day functions to improve your actions and produce great results. Once again, if you start doing something, you get comfortable with doing something, that confidence level is going to go sky high, and people are going to start falling in line because you start to direct them. As a recruiter, you need to know the answers to the toughest candidate questions. Now, in the beginning, you have the advantage of pushing over the ABC to us, and we'll answer all those. But as you take over those managerial roles, you need to understand that people are going to have questions. You need to have the ability to effectively answer those that make sense in a clear and concise way. Practice makes perfect. And then also role-playing. Phone time is going to get you past the learning curve. And remember, guys, honesty is always the best policy. If you're bringing people in on false pretenses, you're not going to build an organization that amounts to much more than a pile of dirt. So make sure people are asking you questions, you answer them correctly. If it's not the answer they want, it's just not the right fit. 5 skills of a great recruiter. Number 1, challenge conventional thinking. We have a new business model. We have an innovative business model. How do things look today? What are the answers? Where's the opportunity to better my life? Locate hard-to-find talent. That's something that's going to separate you guys. If you are a talent scout and you are finding talent, this is an exponential opportunity. Sales and marketing. Be good at what you do. Brand yourself with virtual financial, perks, cultural values. What do we have to offer here? And then turn passive prospects into eager candidates. Recruiting the successful. Sometimes it's not always the best time for somebody, but if they're interested, continue to follow up with them a few times a year. You never know when the opportunity might be at the right time for them. And then the ability to leverage data to their advantage. Know what you're talking about, keep it current, understand what's going on in your industry, the macroeconomic environment, and people in general, what's going on with them and their generation. Determination. Guys, this is going to be something that will separate you also. Be determined to be successful because you can either play to win or you can play to keep from losing. A lot of people in this country now have gone the other side of the spectrum. They're playing not to lose. You want to play to win, put yourself out there, fail a lot in the beginning. That's going to lead to the wins on the backside. And then finally, what I want to go through is a couple of slides about the consultant, because we are needing consultants. If you want to be a consultant in this company, we definitely have a need for you. So some of the things that you need to do is prepare. You need to understand how our tier system works, how to interact with the manager and inviter through the CRM, and just make sure that you understand what our business does, what the consultant does, how he communicates with both the client as well as the partners. Let us know you want to be a consultant. We're not mind readers. So if you're out there and you want to be a consultant, let us know. We'll have training with you. We'll do everything that we can to prepare you and then release you as a consultant to the organization team. Interact with your teammates and partner. A great way to get to know people is to become a member of the weekly activity meetings. Join the WAM groups. Join the 12-week year. Get to know people. Like I said, we desperately need consultants, good consultants in our organization. Form relationships, and like I said, join into other things to get to know your teammates better. What your clients want from you as a consultant: confidence, commitment, correct tools. We want to help people plan for the best and prepare for the worst. So anything that could happen, we got them covered. And don't forget, guys, as a consultant, part of your job is to help close sales. Let me think about it. basically equals let me stop thinking about it right now. So just, understand people's psychology, why they say things, and what they really mean when they're saying that. Life insurance, guys, is not a dirty word. It has a negative connotation in the marketplace for a number of variable reasons. Someone's sick or someone's dead, you're not coming with a casserole. You're coming with money in time of need. It's a key piece of financial planning. We help people prepare for things that might happen. And if we don't get in front of enough people and help them prepare, total financial chaos and collapse is what we see a lot traced back to these medical events, medical expenses that cause reduction in income, an explosion of expenses, bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce. You're doing some great work, guys. Don't forget that. Decisions made today save or screw you in the future. You have an important role as a consultant. Make sure you understand that. And understand also that you're in a product revolution cycle. It's easy to be a consultant in this company because some of the sales are going to come from, hey, we did the F&A report. You got traditional term insurance. We talked about your medical eligibility. You can still qualify. This is what a living benefits would look like. You fit perfectly in for the upgrade. What do you think? Hey, let's go for it. That's one of the easiest sales you can make, and there's tens of millions of policies out there that need to be upgraded. So a percentage of your sales as consultants is going to be absolute laydowns. And then understand that Americans want to talk about health and wealth together. A lot of financial advisors don't take health into consideration. We are. So people want that, and they're gravitating towards our approach, holistic approach to financial planning. As a consultant, guys, you need to make sure, just like any other role, that you follow up. So if you've got a recommendation, you've got quotes, illustrations, follow up, see if there's questions, and be able to effectively answer those questions. Now, this is something that I wanted to bring up. As a consultant, you've always got those people in the background, whether they know a financial advisor, whether it's somebody in their family who has absolutely no idea of what's going on, but they're still quick to give their opinion. So let me give you an example. You quote an IUL, and you send out an illustration. It's a solid plan. You're excited about it. But now when you get back in front of that person, all of a sudden things have changed. You've got to uncover as a consultant, why have things changed? And you've got to be able to take one of two paths. One path is when they say, well, my brother-in-law, my financial advisor, my neighbor said, if there's 5 straight down years in the marketplace, the IUL is going to implode. Well, like I said, you've got one or two choices. You can overwhelm them with a lot of hyper language that's not going to help you out as well, or you can hop on and use tools that we have to show them if the market's down 5 years in a row, let's evaluate. Well, now the calculator shows that you don't have a $400,000 advantage over another option. Maybe you have a $250,000 option. So people lie, numbers don't. Where you can sit down and take all this into consideration, show the person an effective, clear way, what they brought to the table as far as an objection and how you can handle that. It's going to help you out greatly. One of the tools that I like comes from the IUL agent. It's actually the total advantage calculator. It's got everything that you can put in there. Current fees, tax rates, age, all of these things that can really help give you what's called the total advantage of a situation, the IUL versus the current plan, 401k, IRA, whatever it might be. It's easy to use. I think they just upped their prices about $69 a month. But if you want to be a consultant, I heavily suggest that you make that investment because it's going to not only help you close sales, but it's going to help you close a lot higher premium sales. And going back to that example that we just used, you guys, somebody comes back and talks about 5 straight down years in the market. Well, this is a look at the last 189 years of general stock prices, and you can't really find 5 straight years of down markets. But even if they were, you can plug that into the calculator, you can adjust the returns and show. But more importantly, if there were 5 straight down years in the market, where would you rather be, an IUL earning 0.75% or a 401k IRA that's heavily exposed to the market? So always frame your conversation, always take rebuttals and objections in a way that you show them. You not talk to them, you don't overpower them with language, but you just show them the direct results of what they're talking about. And also, guys, as a consultant, even though we're in a digital model, we're digital marketers, we've got this digital marketing organization, still referrals are the way to go. If you've done something great for somebody, you've upgraded a term, you've got them a retirement plan, they're happy about the interaction they've had with you as a consultant, our company, Ask for referrals. You can see still overwhelmingly a bunch of agencies that reported on this survey, they generate new leads from referrals. Also, as a consultant, guys, if you spent time doing a full-blown F&A or you're doing quote illustrations, whatever it might be, you've spent time, most likely on a screen share. Don't cut the conversation 5 minutes short when its application goes over there. Stay on the phone the extra few minutes to make sure they received it, make sure they don't understand, make sure they don't have any questions about DocuSign, and make sure that gets signed, because what happens is now you create more work for yourself. You're going to have to go out there and chase people for signatures. Those signatures expire. You have to reset them. It just creates a lot more work for you. So effectively manage this at the end of the consultation. Make sure you get that e-signature. Life insurance need. We've got the full-blown F&A, but I also found a PDF fillable that's got some more information, a little bit more condensed. I'll put that in the Facebook group today. It's a pretty nice PDF, and it gets right down to the bare tactics about what's needed. It's got some conversion calculations in there. It's pretty nice. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. You know, you're not going to be successful without failing. So if you're out there and you're worried about what people are going to say about your post, the fact that you're going Facebook Live your first few times and nobody are on there, you're not going to get to success without the failures. You know, Jordan quote, I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. The most successful people probably have a lot of failures behind them in their life. The failures are ultimately paths. They're going to lead you to the successes that you make in your life. If you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, it wasn't their first option. It wasn't their first business that went success. It was just something that they found eventually because they were unwilling to succumb to failure, unwilling to be defeated, and they just continue to march on. So if you guys have any questions, comments, in the group right now, by all means, Alana will unmute this. If you guys need to talk on a one-on-one basis, you need extra training, just let us know.
All right, we were having some really crazy feedback just now, so let me *5 and see if we can open up the floor. I'm going to go ahead and turn off